The Boston Celtics are cementing themselves as one of the most dominant teams in basketball right now by winning the race to 40 wins in the NBA this year. They are the first team to accomplish that goal. Nobody else really was close. I mean, they were a full 2 or 3 games ahead of basically the rest of the field. Behind the Killer Jays and Jayson, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown, this team is unstoppable right now. Fantastic on defense, great on offense. It's just a great combination of guys that so far this year has produced a very, very good product. With the Time Lord coming back, their defense has been phenomenal. Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, and Al Horford are all playing huge roles as well. This is a very, very tough Boston Celtics team, so we're going to be talking all about them today, so make sure you stick around for the full video. Also, make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below, as it really helps out in the YouTube algorithm. And as I mentioned, they are the first team to 40 wins. Usually if you win 40 games before you lose 20, you're a true contender. They've won 14 of their last 18, and if it wasn't for the Milwaukee Bucks, would be the hottest team in basketball, and they actually play them in a couple of days. Now you see the rankings there. They are top dogs in essentially everything, but the defense is what has gotten so much better as of late. Of course, they jumped out to a hot start, but then they kind of plateaued off. Then the Time Lord came back. Only year he's averaging 8.3 points and 8.8 rebounds in limited minutes per game. Again, not playing as many minutes as he would on a normal year after, fighting back from injury. He's still getting back to his normal amount of minutes, only playing 21 a game, but he is shooting at 76% from the field. So when you get it to the Time Lord down low, it's usually resulting in 2 points. 1.4 assists and 1.3 blocks. Now, like I said, he's not averaging the normal amount of blocks as he would because, not playing his normal minutes. Now, the reigning defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart, averaging 11.2 points, 3.4 rebounds on the year. But the big thing that I've been impressed with from Marcus Smart this year is his assist numbers. He has completely shifted the script there, shooting at 42% from the field, 33% from 3. But the Celtics' big issue last year was they were turning the ball over too much on their run to the finals. And so this year, Marcus Smart, 7.4 assists, only 2.3 turnovers, as well as a steal and a half almost per game. He has really helped them out. Now, crazy improvement. From December 1st to now, their defense has improved so much. They were 20th in defensive rating and 14th in opponents' points per game on that date. Now, however, you throw the Time Lord back into the equation, which is around where he came back from injury, and you've got a whole different ball club. Now the Celtics numbers are looking like this. Number 6 in opponents' points per game and number 5 in defensive rating, which are both, top 5 in the league. That's number 1 in the net. That is very good. Joe Mazzulla has done a better job with the offense, because last year they were 12th in points per game, 7th in offensive rating. You saw the offensive numbers at the beginning of the video. So the defense is starting to be where it was last year. Of course, number 1 in both major categories last year, but this year, still fringe top 5, and then the offense just on a whole nother level, and it's because of the fact that they have the best duo in the league right now in Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Starting with JB, who's averaging 26.5 points per game and 7 rebounds, although I'm not sure when he's going to be back from injury. He did get an elbow to the face and missed a couple of games. We'll see when he comes back, though. Also shooting at 49% from the field, 33% from 3. He's been super underrated this year. I mean, you talk about guys that averaged 27 and 7 essentially on 50% shooting as top dogs in the league, but he doesn't really get talked about enough, in my opinion. 3.2 assists and 1.1 steals per game this year for Jaylen Brown. Now, Jayson Tatum averaging 30.6 points per game and 8.2 rebounds per night. Truly having a breakout season at the age of 19. He's been really good. I mean, he's MVP candidate, shooting at 47% from the field, 35% from 3, which are efficient on those numbers. I mean, that's kind of wild. And then you look at the fact that he's also averaging 4.3 assists. That is very good as well. And a steal per game, almost a block per game as well. Now, in my opinion, the most underrated move of the offseason was the Celtics going out and acquiring Malcolm Brogdon, who on the year is averaging 14 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and he's doing that coming off the bench in very limited minutes, only playing in roughly 23 minutes per contest, or 24, excuse me. And that, you definitely could get him some more minutes. Now, when it comes playoff time, I assume he will be getting much more minutes, but 48% from the field, 45% from three. Can't get much more efficient than that. You look at the per 36 numbers, he'd obviously still be efficient because he'd be shooting the same percent from the field and three, but he'd be averaging 22 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 5.5 assists instead of the numbers that he is averaging now. So maybe look into getting him some more PT, and as I said, these same efficiency splits. Now, the Celtics did go out and get some help at the trade deadline. As you know, Danilo Gallinari was supposed to come in and be the help for Al Horford, who is getting up there in age. However, he did not because he got hurt. Horford's still been all right, averaging 9.5 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, 2.7 assists. He has still been serviceable on defense, but like I said, he is getting up there in age. On the year, Horford's shooting at 49% from the field and 45% from three, as well as getting about a block per game. So like I said, even though he is aging, he is still effective right now, but the ripe old age of 36, he's not going to be around for much longer. So what do? They go out and bring in Mike Muscala from the Oklahoma City Thunder. In his debut for the Celtics, he put up 12 points in just 16 minutes of action. He didn't really get down into the paint too much as he primarily shot the three ball, and he ended up making 4 of them in, like I said, just 16 minutes. So a pretty nice opening audition for the Boston Celtics there for Mike Muscala. They didn't have to give up much to get him. I guess they felt they needed a little bit more depth at the center position with Horford getting old and no Danilo Gallinari, the guy that can stretch the floor out. So they go out and give up Justin Jackson and 2 second-round picks to bring Muscala in. And honestly, I really like that move by the Celtics front office. Now, looking at a guy who is flaming hot, he hit 7 threes in the first half against none other than my Charlotte Hornets last night. Of course, everybody has to have their career game versus the Hornets. He and Tatum combined for like 74 or something ridiculous like that. 10 points per game on the year, 3.3 rebounds, and 3.1 assists for Derek White. So, not exactly, a guy that'll go out and hit 7 threes in the first half. But hey, when you're playing the Charlotte Hornets, anything is possible. Shooting at 45% from the field and 38% from three this year in 26 minutes per game. So, good minutes from Derek White this year. And again, their whole season changed when they traded for Derek White last year at the trade deadline. Now, looking at the outlook for the Boston Celtics, like I said, other than Milwaukee, who has won 10 straight, and there's a video on them coming soon, so make sure you check back in about a day. But other than Milwaukee, there's really nobody in contention with them. The Cavs have won 5 in a row. Brooklyn has blown it up, so expect them to slip down a little bit. But, yeah, they are right now in sole possession of first place by a whole game. They beat Milwaukee. They'll move to a couple of games over the 2 seed, and yeah, they need to look to stretch this thing out. Obviously, you'd much rather be the 1 seed than the 2 seed, but maybe that can change depending on who ends up being the 8 seed and who is the 7 seed. A couple of tough games coming up. They play the Grizzlies tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on ABC. Then they play at Milwaukee on TNT Tuesday night. So like I said, huge games. Then they play Detroit in the last game before the deadline. Then they get Indiana in the first game after the deadline. So a couple of games that should be wins there. They go to Philadelphia, to New York, and then play Cleveland at home. So pretty rough schedule coming up. I mean, they got some of the best teams in the NBA that they'll have to play. But the Celtics right now, with Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, should feel that they are the best team in the NBA, so nobody should be able to compete with them, especially when you throw in the Time Lord to that rotation. You also got Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, the newly acquired Mike Muscala, who should help out Al Horford. This is just a really, really good basketball team right now. So if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below, as it'll really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure to come back later for more NBA content because we will be posting every single day. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.